Hello Internet, 60x Self, the Sick Edition. Here to talk this week about Persona 5. This might also be my only video this week because I am quite sick. I actually don't know if it's sickness or allergies, but whatever, my voice is all kind of... Now, as I'm warning every week now, there's spoilers. If you don't want anything about Persona 5 spoiled, don't watch this. I'm going to be talking very explicitly about where I am in the story and what's happening right now and so far. Consider yourself warned. As far as the story, I got pulled into the Velvet Room in my sleep. Igor does that every now and again when he wants to talk to me. We had a nice little chat about my progress. Basically, he reconfirmed everything that we already knew. There was scientific research into the metaverse, and Black Mask is in there screwing around with everything. But back out in the real world, the public has finally realized that MedJed was taken down by the Phantom Thieves, and our approval rating has jumped up to 60%, which is probably the best approval rating anyone can have. I mean, that's what I'm assuming, because what's better than 60? And now begins the squad's rehabilitation of Futaba. Apparently, the squad believes the best thing to do for shy little Futaba is to force her to hang out with us until she gets over her anxieties. Yeah. This is... Baby's not even here. The baby's asleep right now. Who am I protecting? Day 1. Makoto and Yusuke are going to try to hold a conversation with Futaba. Makoto strikes out immediately because she's too normal and Futaba's too weird. And Yusuke rearranges Futaba's Phoenix Rangers Neo Featherman figurines. That's a Super Sentai show that in-universe is very popular. So Yusuke and Futaba start to argue about aesthetics, but that argument eventually becomes an actual conversation between Futaba and Yusuke. Now they're holding a conversation like regular people. Granted, it's about a children's show, but it's a regular conversation. Oh, and Futaba gives Yusuke a new nickname, Inari, because I guess in Japanese folklore foxes love inarizushi, and he wears a fox costume. Which is true, inarizushi is delicious, so I guess foxes have good taste. And now I'm hoping that she gives everyone a ridiculous nickname. Day 2. An and Ryuji are going to try to get her to leave the house. But baby steps, they're just going to go to somebody else's room and hang out. And to help things go more smoothly, they're bringing tons of snacks. And it does go pretty smooth, honestly. Ryuji brags about being a ladies' man and no one believes him. Nice. And An talks about her future wedding dress. It's a pretty uneventful day. No new nicknames. Day 3. Leaving the house to go out in public. Sort of. Futaba is going to go to LeBlanc and interact with some customers, so sort of public. It's not a very happening place. But what could go wrong? Actually, nothing really goes wrong. Except she does serve a customer wearing this gigantic mask and scares the bejesus out of him. It's actually a mask that she's worn every day so far. Did I mention that? And again, no new nicknames. Day 4. An and Makoto show up with a swimsuit for Futaba to try on so they can go to the beach at some point. This scene consists of the boys downstairs listening and hearing the girls upstairs trying on the swimsuit. There's some double entendre dialogue that's really only barely double entendre, and Yusuke really wants to paint Futaba in a swimsuit because he's like an artsy perv. End scene. Feels like a waste of a day, especially because there's still no new nicknames. Day 5. Yusuke and Ryuji are going to sit Futaba down to a meal, which also goes pretty smoothly. And also, Inari seems to be pretty into Futaba. Is there going to be a little bit of a pair of the weirdos thing? He is the only one that Futaba gave a pet name to. I could kind of see them together. He's also the first person that she really interacted with the Phoenix Ranger Neo Featherman figures. Day 6. The return of voice acting. Oh, how I missed it these last 5 days. And in a surprising turn of events, Futaba beat us to the cafe to work. And Akechi comes a-calling, apparently visiting on the recommendation of Sai Nijima. Oh, Sai. But wait, Akechi suddenly starts spilling his guts to Futaba and Yoshi. Apparently his dad abandoned his mother when she was pregnant because he was a jerk. And the despair over that abandonment caused his mother to commit suicide when he was little. And then he bounced around from foster home to foster home. Dude, that came out of nowhere. Wait, are you trying to curry? Do you get it? Because curry? Sympathy from Futaba? Because her mother committed suicide, allegedly? What is your game, Akechi? I still can't figure out if he suspects the squad or not. But later that night, again, day 6, Futaba calls us outside. She went out on her own and bought fireworks. She's trying to make up for the festival that the squad got rained out of that we kind of briefly mentioned. It's a sweet moment and a testament to how much she's grown in just 6 days of forced interaction. Now she's all better. And that's how you fix anxiety and agoraphobia. Day 7. Beach day! And we got them underage anime titties. My boy Ryuji gets it, making them groping motions at the big boobied on. What a pig. Also, surprised, the super shy anime girl Futaba is actually adorable underneath of all the baggy clothing. At least they did give her giant breasts too. Especially considering I'm pretty sure she's the youngest one of the group. I think Sojiro mentioned that she was just starting high school. Anyway, while we're at the beach, Ryuji is starting to get a bit of a big head about this whole Phantom Thieves thing. And now he wants to steal some hearts in reality, attracting the ladies. Cause you know he's subtle with the booby grabbing motions. It is actually somewhat reminiscent of the beach scene from season 3, with less transphobic jokes. No, instead it's hella gay jokes. There were 2 men earlier that we ran into in Shinjuku that were disgusting stereotypes hitting on the teenage boys. These 2 adult men arrive again on the scene and start insisting that the, again, teenage boys strip for them. What a gross and unnecessary portrayal of gay men. And I wouldn't mind so much if this wasn't the only homosexual characters in the game. Anyway, after a week of training, which is a really uncomfortable way to talk about forcing somebody with anxiety and agoraphobia to go out of their comfort zone, but that's what they keep saying, Futaba is totally comfortable with the squad and wants to join the Phantom Thieves. Not because she wants to change hearts, she doesn't care about that, but she wants to learn more about the metaverse so she can try to follow in her mother's footsteps with the research. Also, now it's made plenty clear, and I don't know why I didn't realize it before, that Black Mask probably killed Wakaba's shadow, and that's why she fell into the road. Futaba even says that she was acting weird and not responding, and then suddenly fell into the road. And I'm also realizing now Black Mask is probably the person in charge of those men in black suits with the fake suicide note. Maybe to see what would happen to Futaba's shadow? With such a tragedy in her life? Time will tell. So Futaba drops some feelings about her mother, some deep feelings about her mother, and also shares some very happy memories with her mother. Also throws out some info about the metaverse research, which makes it undeniable that she was in fact researching the metaverse, which I thought was pretty clear before. But the squad acts very surprised at this revelation, so maybe I just put 2 and 2 together before. Whatever, we now have a UFO persona on our team. Yeah. And they give Futaba a code name. Oracle. Now, cut to the SIU director, who is talking with, I assume, Black Mask on the phone, and he's talking about using the Phantom Thieves' popularity against them, and cutting ties with unnecessary trash. That doesn't sound good. It also sounds like, from their conversation, they fed Medjed to us to boost our popularity, which also isn't good. And they're planning to feed us the unnecessary trash, I'm guessing, as well? Not good. A little bit more story. That night, while sleeping, Morgana has a nightmare about being just a shadow, not even a human at all. Shocker. What's actually sad about the moment is that Morgana expresses a lot of doubt about the squad caring for her. Him. Them, if this turns out to be true. Yoshi is very reassuring, but Morgana is filled with self-doubt. Seems like something someone might try to exploit to maybe get Morgana to turn against the squad. I spent more time with Oya. She finally shared her secret past, the incident with her old reporting partner. Granted, she shared this because she was guilted into it. Apparently she looked into Yoshi's history and found out that he was charged with assault. So anyway, her photography partner from back in the past, Kayo Murakami, was accused of sleeping with and then killing a corrupt bureaucrat that they were currently investigating. Despite the fact that Kayo is missing, never found a body, and there's no evidence to support this accusation, it's just an accusation. But Oya was Kayo's partner in reporting, so her credibility is shot, and she becomes a social pariah, attempted to hang out with Kawakami, and then she collapsed, so we hung out at the hospital instead. And unfortunately, the guardians of the student who died, Takase, also show up, and of course they're demanding their money. And it's becoming outright blackmail. They're going to go to the Board of Education and slander Kawakami if she doesn't give them more money. So in an attempt to find a way to pay them, she's thinking of switching from the maid service to one of the sister companies, which sounds a lot like a brothel. They don't, of course, come out and say it, but the implications are there that she's going to trade sex for money. The next night, She asks to talk to Yoshi again. Apparently has something very important to tell us. And what she has to tell us is goodbye. She has decided she is going to quit her maid job and go to work at the sister company. But Yoshi ain't having it. So after some intense conversation about what she wants to do with her life, what she really wants to do, why she continued to teach after she lost a student, Kawakami realizes that paying these people is not honoring Takase's memory. It's extortion, plain and simple, and she's not going to pay it any longer. She decides to never abandon another student just to save face and to follow her passion for teaching. Ooh, I got my guts up to rank 4, Dauntless. So I can start the social link that was initially presented way back at the beginning of the game that had a requirement for a social stat that I was never going to have high enough to reach at any time near when they presented it initially. What a tease this has been. But let's see if it's worth the wait. Oh, now Yoshi's an accomplice to gun running. Woo! But EY, that's the name of the gun shop owner, gives us a hyper-realistic gun. And he has more guns available at very high prices, which we can only pay after performing some illegal activities for EY. This sounds like a really bad deal for Yoshi. But we'll see how this social link pans out. For now, though, we have started the Hanged Man Arcana social link. And he's going to let us customize weapons to make them more powerful. But for all this build-up and wait, it better be good. So it was a fairly productive week, even though I only played for a few hours. Babies, y'all. I only had a few hours to play this week. But it was jam-packed with character interaction to build up the rapport between the squad. I think it's honestly the most the squad has talked to each other outside of group chat. Sadly, that interaction came with really harsh gay stereotypes. And again, it's only problematic because they're the only homosexual characters in the game. They're the only LGBTQIA representation at all. It's just a shame. I mean, I have met people like that in my life who definitely had way too much of a thing for barely legal boys, but that is certainly not specific to gay men, and this whole game has a bunch of sexualized underage, not even barely legal, underage girls in it. To have a weird joke about gay men preying on younger men, it's weird. A little bit of values dissonance. But I hope you're enjoying hearing about the game. If you are playing the game, let me know what you think about these things. Tell me where you are in the story. Try not to spoil me, but I don't really care about spoilers. But I'm going to go lay down now and drink really cold water and try to soothe my throat. Thank you for listening to me. And again, I may not do another video this week. Talking sucks. But feel free to check out some of my other videos. If you're really hard up for content, you could go watch Andrew Huang. He's the one I stole that high five gag from. I just thought it was too perfect for day 5 to not use it. But I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're having a good life. And just take care of yourselves. Bye, Internet.